Welcome you to Empower, define your life. If you haven't had a chance to go and subscribe, go ahead and do that by going and hitting the little subscribe button and or the follow button, depending on where it is that you're watching this at. But in today's video, we are going to go over what are the four steps to crafting your perfect story, and it starts now. Hey, what's up? Jared Hines here. So like I had said, that we're going to be going over the 4 steps into crafting your perfect story that sells. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that there's a problem. There's a big problem when it comes to this topic of your story, of my story. And what is that problem? That problem is that many people don't think that they have a story that's worth telling. Right? A story that is not as useful as they maybe have perceived it to be once upon a time. Well, there's great news, and the great news is that there's a massive opportunity that is waiting for you. It's waiting for me. It's waiting for all of us. If we can get these 4 steps down. And so throughout the course of this video, let me know that you are in the process of crafting your own story by dropping something below in the comments. And I'm going to read and respond back to every single comment. And so if you comment it, I see it and I will go and acknowledge it. But I'm going to give you these 4 steps. I'm not going to be too long today. Why? Because your time is extremely valuable, and I'm just going to get right to the point. And so step number 1 to crafting and creating your perfect story is knowing and understanding where did it all really begin. And just a brief example of what this looks like. For the longest time, I went through and I actually thought my story, it started back when I was 20 years old. When, I got that abruptive phone call from my uncle and it said, "Dude, Jared, I don't know how to tell you this, but your dad died." I thought that was the starting point of my story. I thought it was. And for the longest time, I went through and just kind of kept going back and back to the spot. And I wondered, why weren't things moving for me as I needed them to move or as I wanted them to move? And it was because that was not where my story really began. If you watched the last video I kind of went over what my real story was and where it really did begin. And it began way back when I was 5 years old in this broken down, nasty trailer that we were living in. And it was a Saturday morning, and I woke up and I tried looking for mom and dad, and I couldn't find mom and dad anywhere. And so I went out into the kitchen, I went and got me a bowl of Frosted Flakes, came back in to watch some Saturday morning cartoons, and then my mom stormed in the door crying, super angry, super upset, and she passed me the phone. And it was the phone call that changed my life forever. And I didn't even know that. And notice that I had to go and actually go back to that point in time and face that moment. It was that moment of pain, that moment of confusion. And I think that you and I both, we have that point in time in our life that we don't want to go back to. We don't want to face that point in time. And a lot of the times we actually run from it. What if we didn't run from that anymore? What if the reason that you're not at where you want to be, I'm not at where I want to be, is because we didn't face what actually happened and then merge that in to this current point in time in our life? Wow, super powerful. So where did it really begin for you? Number 2, what was that bottomless pit moment back where it really began? So it really begins, so like that's the call into your story, into your journey, right? But then there's that moment that it's just like everything hits. It's the bottomless pit of doom. There's no way. For me, it was when my mom passed me that phone, and on the other line, I hear, "How's my boy doing?" I'm fine. "Where are you at, Daddy?" "Well, son, I don't want to be too long. But I'm not going to be back for a while. So I need you to step up. And I need you to protect your mom and sister for me. And I need you to now be the man of the house. Notice that pit? It's just like, whoa, what on earth just happened? This should not happen to a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old should not have his dad call him and say, dude, I'm not coming home for a while, man. It's the bottomless pit. It was the pit that it left me just questioning, oh my gosh, what the heck is really going on here? Why? Which leads to then step number 3, which is the search. So it's the hero's search. The search for the answers, the search for the what the heck is going on right now? And so I started searching immediately, and I was like, I'll clean my room, man. I'll listen. Just come home, please, just come home. I'll do anything that you want me to do. Just come home. And then I created this thing on the inside of me that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't worthy enough. AKA, I was worthless. Because the man that I was supposed to be looking up to, the one that I was supposed to be role modeling, to me, the perceived value of that was I wasn't wanted. So what did I then have to do? To overcompensate for the lack of want, I had to go back and I had to face this, and I had to put on this mask of this overachiever, of this goody-goody two-shoes, of this little kid who just had to strive for absolute perfection. I had to be the best at whatever I did. Why? In hopes that I would get accepted by the person who was supposed to love me the most, who was supposed to be the one that showed me the way, who showed me how to be a man. So I searched. And then as I got older, I kept searching. I started searching in the wrong areas. First it was drugs, then it was alcohol, then it was women, then it was lying, then it was stealing. I kept searching and searching and searching for all of these answers. And then number 4, that's when the breakthrough comes. I mean, you see a lot of these people, they go through and they're just like, you know what? This is why you need to join me. This is why you need to do this. People are presenting their breakthroughs right away. Oh, you need to join me in this company. Oh, you need to buy my product. Oh, look at my product on this video. Oh, here's my service on this video. And they go straight to the breakthrough. Look at it. Like when you do that, you are going straight to a person's breakthrough or straight to your breakthrough. Here you go. There's no backing behind it. There's no emotional calling to it. It's not the real you. Maybe you get on camera, or maybe you do a post, and you wonder why your business isn't where it needs to be. You wonder why your marriage isn't where it needs to be. Your relationships, your parenting isn't where it needs to be. Why? Because we jump to the instant breakthrough, the instant gratification behind it. You see what I'm saying here? That you got to go through and you got to incorporate the authentic, real you. What really happened to you so you can actually lead to that point of properly communicating your breakthrough. Because nobody's going to join you. Nobody's going to buy your stuff. You aren't going to make the money that you want to make. You aren't going to make the impact that you want to make. No. And even if you did make the money that you wanted to make, the impact is not going to follow it without your story. Because you can make all the money that you want in the world, but if you don't make all the impact that you want in the world, what's life worth living? It's nothing. Because then you'll just constantly be searching, looking for that breakthrough. How you get it is you follow these steps. And I'm going to put this up right now. Here's the 4 steps in this order. Get this down. Go to work on this today. What can happen is absolutely magnificent. Step 1, what's the real story? What is the call into your story? Did you get abused? Did you get molested? Did you maybe get abandoned? Did you stay up waiting for somebody to come to your aid? Whatever that call was, Get a pen and paper and write this down. And then from there, step number 2, what is your bottomless pit moment? What's that pit moment? The moment that just the mic drops, that it's just so silent, it is so black and dark that when you hear a pen drop, you can hear that thing from a literal mile away. What is that moment? Number 3, what are the search moments? What are your search moments? The moments that you went and searched for. Who did you become while you were searching? Did you become someone real and authentic? Did you become someone fake and a fraud like me? Yeah, it's hard, but it's worth it. And number 4, last but not least, what is my breakthrough? What's the breakthrough moment? Finally, after all those years of feeling the numbness, of feeling that black bottomless pit, of not having anyone to look up to, of not feeling worth it, turning to drugs, turning to alcohol, turning to women, turning to all these areas, I decided, you know what, enough was enough. Packed up my bags, I left everything that I had known just to be homeless for the next 4 years. But I tell you what, in those 4 years, it was the biggest blessing of my life. Because as I was homeless, that gave me the opportunity to decide whether or not I was going to be a victim or I was going to be a victor. I could choose one or the other. And I chose to be a victor. I chose to do whatever it took. I stayed up day and night, day and night, day and night in this car in the coldest dang months of the year. Reading, studying, honing in on my craft, understanding the gift that I had been given and that I need to present to the world. I kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going, and it kept going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Notice that I'm talking about the breakthrough right now. The breakthrough moment was the up and down. It was the, oh my gosh, it was the homelessness was my breakthrough. And then finally, after 7 years of leaving, finally, things started to click. 7 years of failing, finally started to go. What's your story? Because you have one. It's important. It's valuable. And it's going to determine everything when it comes to your ability to share it, to communicate it, because someone out there needs to hear your story. They need to hear it. What would happen if you perfected it? What would happen if you actually followed these 4 steps? Wouldn't that excite you to share it with somebody and then possibly liberate someone from whatever it is that they're going through? That they're like, no way, there's no way that I can get through this, but they heard your story. And there was that little light. So when they entered their bottomless pit, there was a little bit of hope for that person. And it's all because of you. If you found this video helpful, useful, insightful, please go ahead and drop something below in the comments. Like I said, I'm going to go and I'm going to get to all the comments, which is going to be super cool. There's a new style of Empower, and it's not going to be Empower Hour anymore. There's going to be more episodes throughout the course of each and every week, right on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. If you haven't had a chance to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you haven't followed me on Facebook, go ahead and hit the follow button on Facebook. With YouTube, I actually did create a new channel, and so depending on when it is that you're watching this, you can go and find me at the official Jared Hines on YouTube and on Facebook. And I want to see and hear your story. So if you would like to, I will read it. You can type it up. You can write it up. Go ahead and send it to me or type it in the comments. And I would love to hear your story. So God bless you, my friend. God keep you. Tune in as we're going to be having a ton more episodes of awesome value, awesome content. Why? Because we got a dot to define. God bless you. God keep you. Have a blessed rest of the day. We'll see you on the next episode.